The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, or TOTK as all the cool kids call it. Now this game has been out for about a month and a half, and it seems to be a game that everyone loves, including my cat. High level, I mean, it's a sequel that continues the story, like literally picks up where Breath of the Wild leaves off. But it does add some unique features like new rooms, game mechanics, map layers, but the real question is, do you need to play Breath of the Wild before starting Tears of the Kingdom? Let's talk about it. Now, I've tried my best to stay away from spoilers, so I'm sure some of my concerns will already have workarounds or solutions, but I'm not ready to look into those yet, at least until I beat the game. That's right, I may have over 200 hours in the game, but I refuse to complete that final main quest until all shrines and light routes are complete, and I'm getting so close. So this video may contain some spoilers, but I can assure you it has no game-ending spoilers because I haven't gotten that far yet. So no spoilers for me has meant no YouTube playthroughs or Twitch streams. Sorry, Point Crow. No strategy guides or online walkthroughs. Basically just spoiler-free conversations with my son and a few people at my job. Honestly, I'm almost ready to just beat the game and move on with my life. But there still seems to be so much of Hyrule unexplored. As I mentioned, the game does start where Breath of the Wild left off, but as one would expect, pretty much immediately resets everything back to noob level. Let's look at a few items that have changed from the first game and a few that didn't. First off, the main map of Hyrule is pretty much the same. Zora's Domain, Goron City, Rito Village, Gerudo Town, they're all geographically in the same spot, but now there's also caves and tunnels everywhere, plus the 2 additional layers with the Sky Islands, basically exactly how that sounds, and the depths, which is like a dark underworld of Hyrule. Controls are overall the same, just a few variations with fusing and throwing, accessing runes, but I am so glad that I can still change jump to B and turn off those pesky motion controls. Look, I get it. Some of you love it, and I did, until the first time I fought Phantom Ganon. I had to turn that crap off. The weapon durability system and the cell shading art style both remain, but here's something I wasn't expecting. I got to keep all of my horses that I'd registered in Breath of the Wild. Granted, horses in this game are useless, and not just because of the Zonite vehicles that you can build, but because whistling seems to only be effective if you're right there next to your horse. You probably won't even use a horse here unless it's part of a quest. All right, the 2 biggest changes for me are the ability to build and then providing power to those builds. If you've seen anything online about this game, it's probably been some of the ridiculous builds of like helicopters or Korok torture devices. I don't know why. I did come up with a few vehicles that can get me across the map, one of which I was proud enough of that I shared it with my son, hoping to help him out and get my Dad of the Year trophy. But instead he was like, oh yeah, that's the hover bike, it's what everyone uses. Everyone. Then he proceeded to show me a YouTube short of someone saying, fine, I'll finally agree to do this. I don't know, maybe I've been avoiding a little too much here. I hate spoilers. Now, let's talk pros and cons. So, climbing in the rain sucks so bad. Hardcore con. I've even complained about it with Breath of the Wild on this channel. So much climbing, unless it's raining. Really, Nintendo? Why not have an elixir that lets you climb in the rain? How about let's fix that one with Breath of the Wild too? But wait, you can make elixirs now, even become a reporter and get paid in outfit pieces? If you're willing to hunt down some frogs and lizards, you can even make it to where you never slip again. So let's move that right on over to pros. The Ghost Sages. Listen, as awesome as Tulin's Wind Gust is, this still goes in the cons list for me. To have to stop mid-battle and be like, excuse me, can I get some help here? That's ridiculous. Not to mention, if you've got multiple sages summoned, you're just running through activating a bunch of stuff that you don't need yet. Why not have like a hard press to like select which sage's power you want to use? Like down on the D-pad. Because as we've already mentioned, whistling for a horse is useless. The amiibo outfits that were in Breath of the Wild no longer require you to actually own the amiibo or the fake amiibo cards from Amazon. So their locations are now either revealed by finding maps in the sky or solving riddles from that crazy bandit Misko. Now, while we're discussing outfits, I really wish weapons wouldn't like clip through your clothing. It's frustrating to get to a cutscene with your weapons equipped and you're just staring at your hooded cape flowing through your sword, bow, shield, whatever you have equipped, as if they aren't even there. Now, I know we've already talked about building a little bit, but you could build pretty much anything. I think my only complaint here is I wish I had like a keyboard and mouse to control the angles so I can have like item placements perfect and the alignment is situated, but it's still a huge pro with being able to build things like vehicles and bridges and then access some of your previous builds. I continue to find myself thinking, I'm pretty sure this isn't what I was supposed to do, but hey, it worked. This next one could probably be classified under building, but having the ability to just fly across the map deserves its own spot on this list. It's basically a DIY master cycle, which where is that anyway? Like, and where are my bombs? And you know what? Just not having access to my old runes, that goes on the cons list. But those new runes are absolutely great, right? Using rewind to maybe take flight at a place that you don't have enough elevation, or sending projectiles back to an enemy like a Uno reverse card. Ultra Hand is like basically magnesis, but the item doesn't have to be metal. Ascend seems like it's a glitch by itself. The ability to fuse weapons with just about anything is amazing. Like some fused weapons are very useful, like rocket shields and Boko Reapers. I mean, you can pretty much take out a Gleeok without it ever being able to attack you. While other fused weapons, maybe not so much. Tier memories. Now, I love the idea of unlocking memories through the tiers, but here's my issue. Why can they be unlocked out of order? I mean, I get that each of the locations kind of like contains a memory that happened there, but it gets very confusing unveiling a story that's out of order. Most people won't sit back and watch them all again in order once the game's complete. I mean, I know I haven't. I mean, not yet anyway. Finally, the game is just gorgeous. It's artistic with such like an immersive soundtrack. I mean, I could just ride on the back of a dragon, enjoying the scenery, while farming dragon parts every 10 minutes, of course. I was a little concerned that this game would seem just like another DLC for Breath of the Wild, but it's turning out to be a true sequel, and I love it. Here's something cool you may not realize, like even the cover art is a continuation. So if Tears of the Kingdom is indeed a sequel, do you really need to play Breath of the Wild first? I don't think so. But then again, like, why would you not? I mean, I know I'm a bit biased here because I did put it as number 4 in my top 10 games of all time. Number 4, Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. But in all seriousness, if you haven't played Breath of the Wild yet, I would not necessarily let that stop you from jumping into this one. Listen, if you made it this far, chances are you've been enjoying the video, or at least distracted enough to not move on yet. If so, maybe consider subscribing to the channel. Either way, thanks for watching. Until next time. Probably have to cut out the slurping sound. Or not.